Oh, if it isn't cane echo time. It's always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Uldar during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and am beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, may I ask you to help me find him? I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him if not crossed paths. Not only did you meet him, you helped him on his way, you say. What an amazing coincidence. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you would know where he is now. If he isn't in the city, though, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern.
Now, how do I get me one of those tails? If it's gil you want, come stick your hands in me pockets.
Something you need. Oh, Enhegi. I know the sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry.
I fell for a man with no gil in his hand. Hey, you. Over here.
Well, slap me silly with a harbor herring. If it isn't the adventurer who gave this guys a story for the ages by bringing that letter in a bottle way back when. So, what can Bran do for you this fine evening? I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this Nagi. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Why, just earlier I was interviewing the ever enigmatic wandering minstrel, who's got another unusual venture in the offing. The Letter Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court, over on the steps of Fall.
Shake it, ladies.
Greetings, adventurer. As part of the Rising celebration, we are currently preparing an exciting game for your enjoyment. It will take a little longer, however, and we ask for your patience in the meantime.
Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Oh, Enhegi. I understand he is doing some work for the wandering minstrel. I dare say his client can point you in the right direction, if you can track the man down, that is. I'm afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present.
It appears Nagi is carrying out some work for the wandering minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more.
A fifth astral error copy of the enchiridion.
My dear friend, what a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you have been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? So Enhegi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed, I have entrusted him with a task, and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this Rising celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called the Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Fulda, I have dispatched a Chalkaval carriage. Enhegi is escorting said carriage. I know not what is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I would go myself, except I am needed here at present. I am truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Blackbrush Station, so perhaps you could take your search to that area. I pray that nothing has befallen them.
I fell for a man with no gill in his hand.
There you are. Were you able to learn aught of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the minstrel, so that is the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to Blackbrush Station and try searching in the vicinity.
Need to get help.
cane echo time. No sooner did I arrive than this man came running, out of breath.
You are an adventurer. Thank the 12. It's the bandits from the Quiveron Mans. They have fallen on the Chalcaval carriage over by the clutch. The carriage only had one guard, and he was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him.
That has to be Nagi. With me, cane echo time.
Damn it. There's no end to them.
We have you now, you stubborn little chickie.
Enough. Leave my little brother alone, or 12 as my witness, you'll receive such a thrashing as you've never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is.
That's no ordinary woman. Retreat.
Are you all right, Nagi?
Sister, and cane echo time too. That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. You remembered. I've been well. More than well. I'm sorry I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured I'm not too badly hurt.
That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city. I must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met cane echo time.
She helped me when I first arrived in Uldar. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task, she kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon. That's just incredible. I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own.
My approval.
But first things first, Brumont and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Uldar.
Let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. Thanks to you, Nagi is safe. Still, what he said about making it on his own weighs on my mind.
Welcome back, my friends. Pleased am I to see that Enhegi is safe and well. Rising attendants informed me they now have all the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letter forest as planned. Thank you, Enhegi.
I'm so sorry I'm late. You see. Were it not for Kaneko time, there's no telling what might have become of the letters and bromant. In the end, I was utterly useless.
So that is how it happened. As Enhegi's client, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you were far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so.
Well, Kaneko time didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove off the bandits with nary more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to her. Like her, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise I can't claim to be an adventurer worth his salt.
Without help. Tell me, Nagi. All this time, have you been working alone? Even for dangerous tasks?
That's right. A worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle anything by myself.
I see. If that is what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over.
What? But, you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. I'm working so hard to succeed. To prove to you that I have what it takes. But now.
You've developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't in good conscience approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path.
All right, sister. I'll think on this.
It appears Kippe wants her brother to rethink what adventuring is to him. Had the question been posed to you, what answer would you arrive at, I wonder?
I'm sorry you had to see that, Kaneko time. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there. And even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters. Instead, he obsesses about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. If truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it is my intent to support him. It's his life, after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Loath though I am to impose, until my brother has found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him.
Please take it as a request from me as well. Ever has adventuring been dangerous, and it is more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Like Kippy, I do not wish for Enhegi to continue on his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way.
Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weavers Guild, but I will see you again anon. If you'll excuse me.
Enhegi set off this way, so you may find him at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We leave him in your capable hands, my friend.
Oh, it's you, Kaneko time. What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister bade me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kippy has looked after me since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her I heard tales about adventurers and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the impending calamity, she took us to a village in the mountains, where our aunt lived. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say, and I believe she had wanted to remain in Gridornia and continue her work. But she left, in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others. That I'm a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Well, when in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers, but are familiar with them. Who in Uldar would fit that description? Of course, who else but Miss Mahmoodi? In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home, and I come all the time for crumpets. They make them so springy, and serve them drowning in butter and honey. So sorry, now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Mahmoodi.
Well now, if it isn't Kanekotine and Nagi. To what do I owe the pleasure of both your companies today?
I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter.
The misconception you've developed about being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, I have to admit.
Try as I might to figure it out, I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insights.
This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nagi. Suppose you fail to get your sister's approval, would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless? From this here counter, I've indeed seen off many an adventurer. Each and every one unique, with dreams and destinations all their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking upon their journey. Kaneko time, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventure in life? He, how very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now, you hear? And you, Nagi? What inspired you to become an adventurer?
It's simple, really. I heard about adventurers from my sister, and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need.
Then isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no, you have a reason all your own.
By the 12, I see now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kippy had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. That's the misconception Kippy wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been.
Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind. But it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough from me for today. I've said my piece, what you do now is up to you, Nagi.
Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Mamudi.
Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy, doing what you do.
Thank you too, Kaneko time, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to Kippy now. And loath though I am to trouble you again, there's something else I'd like your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in Limsalominsa, one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now, that letter should be on display at the Gold Court. I want to show it to my sister, and I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel.
Welcome back. Dear, I hope you were able to find the answer.
Yes, I'm happy to say. This memory helped me to come to a realization. And when I go to speak with my sister,
I see, I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. Does it have any distinguishing characteristics?
as I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it.
Very well. Let us all search together, the more swiftly to find it.
Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk the realm over have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. Now, we're still in the midst of preparation, but I should be pleased to guide you when all is in readiness. Please return anon.
As someone charged with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our efforts. Some folk had expressed concern that an increase in drifters would see a corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining. Soldiers like ourselves are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we are not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus would I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who step up to fill the void.
While the contents ring a bell, this letter wasn't written by an explorer, nor does it bear a drawing of a blue chocobo. It isn't the missive Nagi is looking for.
Dear kindly Mikote adventurer, thank you for helping me to find my mother. I was scared at first, but you made me feel brave. I had lots of fun at the Gold Saucer, and it was even more fun because of you. I hope to see you again. Please take care. Why, it's the lost child from the Gold Saucer. The staff were tied up, so I helped to track down the mother. Hee hee, what a fine feeling this is.
Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of birdsong, and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight, as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you at all share in my desire to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to seek me out at the Drowning Wench in Limsa Lomansa. Eagerly do I await your coming. This letter recruiting adventurers bears a drawing of a blue chocobo. It must be the missive Nagi is looking for.
No luck over here so far. How about you? A blue chocobo. Yes, this is the one. All that's left. then, is to talk to Kippy. Do you know where she is?
She went to the Weavers Guild, saying that she had business there.
Then perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look for her there. Thank you.
For this, too, might I trouble you to accompany Enhegi? Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange.
Esteemed adventurer, should you chance to read this letter, I pray it finds you well. Much time has passed since you helped us to rebuild in the wake of that terrible disaster, but we still remember you most fondly. Our lives continue to be hard, and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we have regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are beginning to return to faces. The morrow will be brighter than today, this we dare to believe now thanks to you. And should you yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same.
The Weavers Guild is this way.
You're here too, Kaneko time. I must confess, I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence.
Oh dear, you came to find me. My apologies for taking so long. So, Nagi, were you able to find the answer?
To begin with, I want you to look at this.
An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting.
In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others. But a part of me dearly wanted to be part of the expedition. To go where I dare not set foot alone. So I've decided that I will answer the invitation.
Then, this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone.
I had wanted to prove to you that I'm capable, that I'm no longer a burden. And in my obsession, I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and lend a helping hand to those I meet. That's what drives me, and I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Mamudi and Kaneko Tai. And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is that all right with you?
Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Do you remember what you once told me, Nagi? Shortly before the calamity struck.
Did you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to?
Heh, you never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you?
Never, ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too.
Well, that's as fine an aspiration as any, but do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like in the tales, perhaps?
Oh, no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people, and when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like.
for that boy to spurn help for want of my approval. I couldn't bear to see it, and in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardships, but you chose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectation, be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you will surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another. And that, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Kanekotine?
Understood, Kippy. I won't ever forget this.
Knowing you, I expect you're raring to answer the explorer's petition in Limsa. You will be taking an airship, yes. In which case, I shall give these garments to you now. I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better.
For me. Thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Kanekotine. You're the kind of adventurer I admire, and I'll keep on working hard to be like you.
I couldn't have asked for a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you've done for him, and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you.
Till next time.
You see the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Time to rejoin the wandering minstrel, and relate to him the tale's happy conclusion.
The Weaver's Guild is this way.
Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I take it all is well with Enhegi and Kippy. I see. Pleased am I to hear that. When we first set out on our journeys, 'tis usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in a hedge of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Enhegi shall be fine, I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me. A verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off.
Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not.
'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Since we set foot upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I have had the pleasure of meeting many an adventurer along the way. If truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wonder why I must struggle so. There's when I'm tempted to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, I always manage to carry on, and it is thanks to my wonderful comrades, and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now, I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile, but even when it is with a frown, you tell me that you are still enjoying yourself. 'Tis no exaggeration to say that I derive all of my driving force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing would make me happier than if we could keep walking it together. As you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, the time has come for this vision to end, time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home, every single one has left an indelible mark upon it. Together we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come. So please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. I dare say Enhegi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippet will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your future. By morning light the journey starts, a trill of hope within our hearts. On westerly wind, to river song into the world, where we belong. Bove a fields of white and azure sky, sunset storm, a crimson fire. Jewels a glitter on pitch black veil, a new day dawns. So goes the tale. By eternal wind we carry on boldly towards the golden morn. With memories as a guiding star shining our steps both near and far. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see. There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come what may, I bid you never forget this: the bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness.
You now have access to Letter Forest at the Gold Court. Speak with the tender stationed there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Cupo adventure minigame on the steps of Nold. Speak with Nonra at the Ruby Road Exchange to play. This along with other minigames may also be played by opening the toy chest in any inn room.
So many letters of gratitude.
Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk the realm over have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to peruse some letters, I should be pleased to guide you.
Many years have passed since we installed a message board on an unassuming street corner. To see it continue to be utilized by adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well as a means to share information. For our humble part, we shall endeavor to maintain the board in good repair while bringing you news that may be of interest. With best wishes, the message board keeper.
As a choreographist, my job is to create movements that convey specific emotions, such as a dancer's performance or a mammoth's adorable gesture. And though I have the honor of contributing my expertise to etiquette manuals, movement cannot be tangibly preserved in the manner that artworks such as paintings can. From the mesmerizing flutter of fabric to the inviting springiness of buzz, it all passes by in an instant. In light of this, if but one of my steps or flourishes occupy a place in your memory, then nothing would make me happier. Movingly yours, a humble choreographist.
One lazy afternoon, as I stood by the Akerite Plaza, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time. Greeting friends who were passing by, practicing a newly learned dance, sitting on a bench and chatting. Opening umbrellas when it began to rain, tucking into a loaf of bread when peckish. To the untrained eye, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work, and it warmed my heart. dreaming of a day when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise. I shall continue my quest to edify. Courteously yours, an etiquette manual writer.
Dear adventurer, I am a theatre set designer, and one who is said to have a penchant for designing unusual props for the stage. Some of my labors of love, it thrilled me to discover, have caught your eye to become little companions that follow you around, or even modes of transportation. To see my creations for the stage delight you of it, even the oddest ones, delights me in turn, and further motivates me in my craft. In hopes that I can continue to delight you all, I will endeavor to create ever more interesting props. Yours in whimsy, a theatre set designer. Dear adventurer, I am a festival committee member in charge of decorating the cities during celebrations. While decorations are an often remarked part of events, some of you have noticed the little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowmen, and it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. As you continue your adventures, it is our hope that the festive ambience we create throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite both. Mirthfully yours, the festival committee member.
Recently, my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as part of an initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Yours is a long journey, what little we can do to ease your way, we gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect.
You who are reading this letter, I bid you imagine the countless adventurers who call this world home. I dare say it isn't difficult to do so, for that is reality, as it stands. Yet we mustn't take it for granted, for what we have now is the culmination of much hard work by full many souls. Souls including your good self. Adventurers breathe life into this world, each one of you giving rise to a grand tale, and I hope you never forget this. Thank you for taking the time to cast your eyes over these words. Wherever your adventures may lead, may you find happiness. With utmost respect, a nameless artisan.
I first set foot in this land 10 years ago. Since then, I have had occasion to meet numerous fine adventurers like yourself. Many languages exist, and they sometimes act as a wall that divide us. This world, however, is a place where we might transcend that wall and come together in unity. Each and every day, you and yours find various ways to forge bonds. In so doing, you gain access to a new world as seen through different eyes, and that is what makes life endlessly fascinating. As you carry on adventuring, I pray that you will be blessed with many such enriching encounters. Yours in understanding and unity, a humble linguist.
Dear adventurer, during the calamity and for a long time afterwards, there was nary a smile to be seen upon faces. Now, however, I often see you and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm the heart. In my mind, you are the symbols of the new era. No one can say what the future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am reassured that somehow all will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen.
I used to be an adventurer, but in the course of my travels, I developed the urge to recreate for others the sense of marvel that I was experiencing. One thing led to another, and I eventually became a theater director. My role is to produce spectacular theater, and nothing is more gratifying than to receive praise from the audience. For a long time to come, I hope to continue creating memorable adventures to share with everyone. Yours in imagination and wonderment, a humble theater director.
As an advertising scribe, I create notices for events and products that you see posted to message boards. Such information isn't exactly essential for adventuring, but I consider it job well done if people are aware of their options, and I'll keep striving to deliver information that may be of interest to adventurers. Thank you always for your kindness and compassion. Communicatively yours, a humble advertising scribe. In all things, it's nice to be able to make changes to better suit your taste. But by the same token, the more choices one has, the more difficult it is to decide what to do. We began posting guides on the message board as a way to answer questions from adventurers. Before we knew it, we had surpassed 200 items. We couldn't have kept at it for so long without your invaluable feedback. It makes us truly happy when we hear that we could help to solve your problems, even in some small way. Encouraged by your praise and driven by your requests, we'll keep working hard to serve you. Should you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We always appreciate hearing from you. Informatively yours, a humble guide. All who set forth must invariably pass through the entrance. And while most will not spare the place a second thought, we gatekeepers think of naught else, day in and day out. Our solemn duty is to ensure that all adventurers can enter unhindered, and this entails keeping signs in good repair and pesky fiends at bay. We're especially attentive when we throw open all entrances at once following large-scale maintenance works. Inspired by the eager expressions you wear as you set forth anew, we will continue performing our task to the best of our ability. Vigilantly yours, a humble gatekeeper.
A stirring story needs a formidable antagonist, one who stands in the protagonist's way, and causes them sadness and suffering. When the heroes finally overcome that foe, they will know a joy that is as sweet as their struggles were bitter. Those who shared in that joy will go on to become friends true, their bond transcending age, station, and nations. In order to create such depressing lows and soaring highs, I will strive to conceive of more compelling antagonists. Dramatically yours, a humble playwright.
As someone who composes music for the stage, nothing pleases me more than to hear that you are moved by my work. I am also humbled to receive your words of appreciation for the concerts we hold and the orchestrion roles we release. You are my motivation, spurring me to continue composing music that brings the story to life, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yours in the melody, a humble theater composer.
From swords slashing to armor clinking, from water running to leaves rustling, I have the pleasure of recreating for the stage the various sounds that can be heard out in the world. It is a challenge and a thrill to produce these sounds, and we draw inspiration from the knowledge that they are heard and appreciated by many. However, the sounds of a play isn't limited to that which we ourselves create. No, they also encompass those made by the audience and the players. It is a collaboration between us, a joint performance, and it is my hope that we can continue filling the world with sound together. Acoustically yours, a humble theatre sound designer.
I'm but a faceless adventurer. One of those who have been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently, menacing towers appeared across the land, in the wake of which frightening phenomena broke out. The final days or some such. I don't know how you fared during that time, but if truth be told, it was a little overwhelming for me. Gods know I struggle to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I've wanted to give up. To turn away from everything and everyone. But every time, there has been something that has saved me. Be it an awe-inspiring view or a kindly stranger, something has given me the strength to take another step. So come what may, I intend to carry on as far as my path leads. I won't surrender, and I pray that neither will you. Yours in perseverance, the faceless adventurer.
Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk the realm over have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to peruse some letters, I should be pleased to guide you.